Everyone able to see right my screen? Everyone able to see?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, scripting we have finished, right? So we are moving with the controller. So this is the controller. I'm opening for controller. So once we can open the controller, we'll see this pop-up window. So we have the scenarios, we have the different two types of scenarios will be there, manual scenario and goal-oriented scenario. So maximum we'll go with the manual scenario only. Real time will go with the manual scenario only. But interview point of they will ask for the goal-oriented scenario also. And as same to the here we can observe use the percentage mode means if it is a load you are giving as a like we are giving two users, 5 users like as same to you want to give for the percentage means 50 percentage load, 30 percentage or so based on that percentage mode means you need to select this one. So maximum we can't select for the percentage mode, maximum we can go with the user only manual scenario, and this is the goal oriented scenario. So manual scenario means we need to manually design the scenario and execute everything. But in goal oriented scenario means itself it design the scenario and it will execute. So this is the difference main thing for the manual scenario and goal oriented scenario. And after that, we'll see the load runner scripts. What are the scripts we done as of now? All scripts will be displayed here. So now you can need to just select how many scripts you want. You need to select. You can push to the in controller. So I added 2 scripts. After that, click on OK. So we need to how many scripts we want means we can push these scripts into that much of these are if you have the 5 scenarios you need to push the 5 scenarios. So and once click on this I think if it is showing red color means it will not there in our system maybe. Okay, so now you can observe once open this controller we'll see this type of same day. Here will be important things will be here. So group name nothing but so what is the cinema or script name and this is the script path where it is there. So quantity nothing but how many number of users we are executing, and this is the load generator. Load generator means it is generate the load against the application. So we need to add means we have the different type of load generator means we need to add for the load generator. So for example, I'm adding for the 127.0.0.1. Okay, so we have the different type of also Linux and Unix also will be there. So based on that, we need select for that one, and load generator will be maximum. It will be there with the IP address model only. So I'm adding. So just you can click on this add. See it is added. We have the two load generator, localhost and this thing. So we want to that depends on our load. We need to add for the load generator. So load and generator nothing but one of the machine. For example, it will be we are executing with the 50 users. So for 50 users will be capacity will be there that load generator. So that is why depends on the load we need to add for the more load generators, and each script will be we need to give for the different load generators. See now you can observe I given for first scenario will be 127.0.1 and second scenario I given for the local host. So if you want to add means we can add it also possible for here. You can add we have the difference here. Means you can again click on this and you can add it. So this is for load generator point. Then going to the scenario schedule. In the scenario schedule, you can observe schedule by scenario, schedule by group. What is different between schedule by scenario and schedule by group? Anyone? Schedule by scenario and schedule by group. Hello? What is
By
controller?
controller is designing the scenarios and execute with the multiple users.
Yes.
And scenario means all scripts in one. All script will be converted into a scenario. A scenario can contain multiple scripts.
Okay.
And by group means I mean a script can contain multiple scenarios.
No, no. Each scenario or group will be multiple scripts will be there, but the
Right.
difference will be what is that means schedule by scenario means it consider the all the scripts like a one scenario and sharing with the ramp up ramp down duration. So when you are selected as a schedule by scenario, so for example we can add one more scenario, any one of this. Okay, so I added this one. Now see, I'm selected schedule by scenario. It is coming as a two scenarios will be sharing for the ramp up, ramp down duration will be same. This is the ramp up, this is the duration, this is the ramp down. But when you are selected as a schedule by group, every script will be behave like a their own scenario. Means you want to design for this means you can design this. If you want design for this means you can see it is a changing right color. Everyone able to see? So major difference will be that is the what is schedule by scenario, schedule by group means schedule by scenario means we have the multi scripts also will be there like there all will be like a one scenario and sharing with the ramp up ramp down duration will be same for all scripts. But when you are selected as a schedule by group, what will happen? Every script consider as a different scenario and by having with their own ramp up ramp down duration. Okay, everyone got it? And going to the real world, sorry, anyone asking anything?
No,
Okay, okay. So this is the real world schedule. Real world schedule nothing but we need to allow to create multiple actions like ramp up, ramp down durations. So we need to create for the multiple ramp up, multiple ramp downs means you need to give for the use for the real world schedule. Otherwise, you don't need want to for the multiple ramp up, multiple ramp downs. Then you need to select for the basic schedule. So in the so based on these properties, we need to design the scenario. So for example, now I selected as a schedule by group. Schedule by group, what will happen? Every script will be behave like their own scenario. So now you can observe. For I'm initializing. So start users I'm giving scenario. Every one user with the users count will be I'm giving for the 10. Okay, and duration will be 5 minutes. Okay, it's fine. Stop condition also I'm giving for the every one user will be 15 seconds will be ramped down. So it will test duration time nothing but it is include for the ramp up. Ramp up method. What is the ramp up? It is a gradually user will be increasing. Okay. What is the ramp down means gradually reducing the load. So this is nothing but study status. Study status nothing but duration of the test. How much time after ramp up? For example, 10 users will be come to here. After that, in this duration, they will do for the their transactions multiple times. So after that duration is completed to every as per our end stop user condition, every one user or every two users are based on that load you need to decide and it will ramp down for the every user and it will finish for the test in 10 minutes. So like this, see for example, now this scenario we are done because we are doing for the schedule by group. Schedule by group nothing but every script be like then one scenario and having round ramp up ramp down duration. So now you can observe here also you need to give for the start users. I mean giving for the every user will be 10 seconds will be ramp up I'm giving. Okay, and run for 5 minutes is fine. And after that we need to check with the initialization start users And see, you can observe here, it will be giving for the 10 users count. For example, you are select as a schedule by scenario. What will happen means you can observe. It will share for the all the scripts will behave like they see 3 users will be shared with the one user. You can give it as a 18 users. What will happen? You can observe. Uh, see, six users will be taking. So you want delete this means you can delete because this will remove from the group. Okay, so removed. So now you can observe. So based on schedule by scenario, schedule by group. So now you can give for the 20 users. It will sharing for the load. But when you are selecting the ramp down, every script will be different. So you need to design for the different scenarios. So maybe based on that our scenario, maybe it will be different for every user also. For at that time, we need to use for the schedule by group. And real world mode also, we need to using for the real world mode when means if you want to multiple ramp up, multiple ramp down durations, then you need to select for the real world schedule. Okay, everyone fine, right? So in the after this completed we can go to the run tab. In the run tab, in the scenario group, we need to observe further. This is the states will be there, down state and pending and initialization. So initialization and ready, run and ranges and passed, failed, error, gradual existing, stop. So down nothing but every user will be not started. It will be down status. After that, if it is any user will pending means it will go to the pending. Otherwise, every user go to the ready state means they will ready to launch the application. Every user will go to the ready, and after that, ready is done. Everyone is going to the run state. And after that run state only, every user will execute with the, for example, we are giving 5 minutes. 5 minutes will be there execute. After 5 minutes completed duration, every user will be gradually pass or fail. It will happen, and after gradually existing, and finally will be user will be stopped. Okay, and for here we can see later. So this is the nothing but we have the checklist will be there. So in the manual scenario, what we can do, choose the manual scenario and push the script in controller, choose schedule by scenario or schedule by group, and choose real world or basic schedule, and assign the quantity, and assign the load generator, and assume to the verify the connectivity with of load generator, and configure runtime settings on every script, and set up the results path and provide ramp up RAM duration. So these are the checkpoints for doing for the execution point of view in controller. First thing, choose the manual scenario and push the script in controller. And what next what you can do, we can select a schedule by scenario or schedule by group, and assign the quantity nothing but number of virtual users. And after that, we need to assign the load generator and verify the connectivity of that load generators, and see the results path and provide for the ramp up ramp down duration. So these all will be checkpoints for the in controller. So for when you are select as a schedule by group, what each script will be different, right? So each script also we need to give for the different type of runtime settings for here. We have the here will be option will be there. Everyone able to see runtime settings. For example, now you are giving for the booking 18, right? Day 18 date ticket you are giving. For this, each and every script we need to give for the different type of runtime settings like run logic. For run logic, for here, every time no need for this. Every time will be single user only, it will be there. And after that, we have the pacing will be there. And the pacing nothing but already we discussed, right? What is the pacing? It is a delay between the iterations. So we have the pacing will be different type of options will be there. Start new iteration as soon as the previous iteration ends. Means what will happen is there is no pacing for the iteration to iteration. So then you can select for the this first option. Otherwise, you want to the some fixed some seconds, it will wait for that before start the iteration, second iteration. You need to wait, you need to give for the some 60 seconds. So it will wait for the 60 second and execute. And so otherwise you want for the random, you can select for random and you can give it as a 60 to 90. What will happen? It will pick the randomly, maybe 60 seconds it will pick, or 61 or 70 or 90, but more than 90 it will not select, because we are giving as a in this random only you need to pick for the that what is that pacing. And here also we have the start new iteration, we have the fixed will be there and random will be there, but this is the interval time will be there every 60 seconds, means every 60 seconds will be user will be ramp up. So this is for the pacing. In going to the run logic, nothing but it is indicate for the number of iterations. And going to the logs, in the logs you can observe while doing the execution you should be disabled. Okay, so if it is anyone interview question asked for the while during the test you can enable the logs. And what are the major changes in runtime settings means, most thing will be we need to disable for the logs, because while executing time no need for the parameter substitution and data written by server and advanced and always send message and these things. So that is why we need to disable this point for the, this is the very important point for this load testing point of same to pacing also it is important. For example, for this script you need to give for the 60 random fixed you need to give, then you can give it as a fixed. And logs is you can disable this logs. And going to the think time, think time we have the same as a pacing, but think time nothing but is a delay between the action to action. So we have the pacing also, we have the different options will be there, ignore think time and replay think time as recorded, and multiple record think time by, and use a random percentage. So these are will be options will be there. So first thing you can select the ignore think time means what are the think time while recording will be there, it automatically it will be there that thing. If you want to replay think time as recorded means what it is the recorded will be there, it will record it. You can select as ignore means think time will be ignored, means no think time, zero think time. So replay think time as recorded means what are the think times while recording is came. So same thing will be executed. And if you want to multiply, for example, 10 is the think time will be there. You want to multiply think time by 2 means it will come to the 2 into 10 seconds, what will come 20. Otherwise you want to multiply 3 means it will 3 into 10. So based on that you need to select for this maximum, we can select. Now you have the random also think time will be there based on the percentage here, calculate for the think time 50 to 100 or 150 to 150, 50 to 100. So based on this percentage we can it is calculated. Otherwise you want to give for the limited think time, then you can give for the some limited think time also. So based on that you need to select for this think time option. And after that additional attributes nothing will be there. Going to the for here miscellaneous, so we have the these are the important option. So these are the error handling point of view, continue on error and fail to open transaction or error message, generate snapshot error. You need to select these two. But continue on error, no need to click, because if it is a script will fail also, it will continue with the script. That is why continue on error, no need to check. But if you want to generate snapshot, this thing means you can enable this too. For error handling point of view, this is the important. And going to the multi-threading. So in multi-threading, nothing but we can execute two ways. We can execute. Everyone able to see run user as a thread and run user as a process. So when we are going with the run user as a thread and when going as a run user as a process. So for all web-based application, we need to select for the run user as a thread. And all desktop-based applications are some client-based application, we need to select for the run use as a process. So only execution time, these are the important for us, because what will happen, these two, what is difference major thing means, when you are executing run use as a thread, so one MDR engine will be occupied for that one, means one multi-drive engine. For when you are executing run user thread, is each and every user will 50 user will be occupied for when you are executing run user thread. But when you are selected run user process, it will took for the every user will took for the more than 50 MB. So in one MDR engine, it will approximately 5 users will be occupied. So based on that, you are executing in Windows based means you need to select this is the run use as a thread. If you are using any Citrix or SAP GUI or any desktop based application, then you need to use for the run use as a process. Okay. And this is for important point for the miscellaneous interview point of, we will ask what is the difference between run use as thread and run use as a process. And going to the browser emulation. Browser emulation, no need to select anything. We need to only select for this only. Clear cache to the each iteration. You need to select that one, and this will be, everything will be same. And after that, for content check will be there. If you want to the enable content check during the reply means, you can select this one. Otherwise, no need to select. So, and this will be no need for, everything will be same. You need to give for here, these are the important things for the runtime settings. If anyone asks for the what are the runtime settings means, run logic and pacing, log, think time, additional attribute, miscellaneous, browser emulation, speed simulation, and streaming and content check and proxy preferences, download filter, these all will be options. So you need to select for example proxy, nothing but if you want to the proxy particular application, for example in what will happen means, in companies they will, some applications like in social websites will be there, so no one will be used for our office laptops for the social website, they will proxy, they will do for the proxy, and we are unable to access that application. So if you want any proxy means, we need to select, but we maximum we not do for the any proxy setting, just we need to give for the no proxy only. And here preferences also will be there. In the preferences, this will be common things for every time, but in the general you can observe, maybe sometimes you will get for the step download timeout error, so 120 seconds. So if you get for this step download timeout error while during the test, or while executing the script in Vision also, you'll get this one. Then you need to increase for the here step download timeout error, we can increase is possible. So you can increase for the 120 seconds will be by default will be there. If you want to, how much you want, you can enter for that much. So by default will be 120 will be there. So what will happen means, for example, one request will be there. So that will executing with the, it will wait for the 120 seconds. It's try to execute that particular URL, but after that, that URL is not getting proper response, then you are getting for the like is 120 seconds is done. Then after that, you will get for the step download timeout error. Then you need to increase for this step download timeout error. So these are the important settings in runtime settings while during the test, and same to the in the scripting point of also is these are the important things for the runtime settings. So now you configure for the one script, and after that, now you want to configure for this also runtime settings means, you can click on this and sorry. Now you can observe here runtime settings. You can select this one, and again for this also means when you are executing it schedule by group, every script will be, we need to define different way, and every script will be, we need to give for the different runtime settings, and everything will be different will be there when we are selected schedule by group. Maximum will work on the schedule by group only, because of every script will be, they will give for the one Excel sheet or one document. And for example, FB booking 18120 will be there. They will give for the runtime settings also, what are the things we need to set up. And as same to that, they will give for the how many number of users we need to execute. And so each and every script they will give for the runtime settings, and what is the think time, what is the pacing, and everything they will give for that document. So you need to open the document and see to that one, you need to enter for that runtime settings. Okay, and design also we can do for like this. So going to the, for here we need to check with the one by one. Start scenario means unit execution, unit start scenario means it will start the test, and this is for the virtual users. So if you want to add virtual users number of, then we can see the virtual users, everyone able to see. We are now given for the 20 virtual users. You want to add means here will be add virtual users will be there. So, and assembly here you need to ask for the which script, how many users you want. For example, for this script you want for the one more 5 users, and give it 5 and click on OK. Now you can observe 5 users will be added. So means before executing, when we need to give for the number of users, means we need to go here and we need to give for the options also will be there. Okay, and now if you want to remove any one of the script, so you can select that one, click on remove button, and this is for the runtime settings. You need to set for the runtime settings for the each script different, then you need to select this one and you need to enter runtime settings. And this is for the parameter list. So particular scenario, what are the parameters you are done, so those list will be displayed here. Okay, everyone able to see? So what you done, it will show those. So that will be parameter list. And next one will be details. So you can click on details. It will display for the details of this script name and which load generator we added and everything it will show. Otherwise you want to view script means it will go to the viewer and it will open the viewer. And you want to see the runtime settings for this particular scenario, you can click on this, you can see. And after that you can done, click on OK. And this is the view script. You want to view for this script in viewer, click on view, it will automatically invoke to the viewer. This is for the service virtualization. This is the no need for a point of view. Okay, so these are the options. And as same to here also you can observe create new scenario means you want to create new scenario means click on S means what will happen, it will come to the starting line and it will ask for the manual scenario or goal winter scenario, and you need to push the script into the controller. And for this is for the existing, already existing one will be there. You need to open means you need to click on that existing and you need to open it. And this is for the save the activity, current activity, just you can click on save it, it will automatically save. And so it will asking for the save where it is, you need to save this scenario, it will asking. So you need to give for the where you want, you need to give for folder, you can create or you can give it and save it. And after that, this is for the load generator. So we need to check with the load generator is connected or not. So now you can click on this and connect. So it is a ready means it is connected. See, now you can observe this will be not ready. So now you can click on connect. So ready. Once ready, then you need to start the test. Means the load generator will be available. So you can test. And this is for the, if you want add load generator will be there, if you want disable load generator will be there, if you want to disconnect also, if you want disconnect means you can click on this and you can click on this. Disconnect means you can add the load generator, we can disconnect, and same to the, we need to disable also we can disable. So we are executing means you can give for ready. So this is for the load generators, and this is nothing but network virtualization. That will be no need because that will be enabled. So this will be going to the viewer. This will be going to the analyzer, and the same options will be there here also. File, new, open, save, and view. We have the these are the options. And scenario, we have the this is the same options will be there. In the results, if you want to analyze the results, means you can select analyze the results. And this is diagnosis. This is the tools. So these only options we have the in controllers. So anyone have any doubts regarding this?
If we want to run the controller, we need to open simultaneously VGN also.
VGN no need to open.
Okay, and even this start bat file. Start server.
If, see, for example, you are executing for that one means you should be open that server, because we have the interlink will be right. You need to open server. For web tour application means you should open. For other application, no need to open anything.
Okay, what is the default for this one, sir?
Default for
directory. And mean where it will be saved.
Okay, where it will be saved. Okay. So now you can click on this. It will ask for this is the LRS load runner scenario file. This one. It will where you want means you can save it. For example, this will automatically it will be their folder documents controller, and scenario name will be scenario. So you need to change for name and you can save it for this folder. You can directly, it is a default folder, but you want for the different one means you can select a different folder and you can save it. Okay. So this everything will be in the design part. So design part, anyone have any doubts? So like this, we can design scenario and everything. We can add a number of users and load generators also. We connectivity, we connected. See, so ready. And now you need to start for the testing. So we need to go to the.
Sir, one doubt.
Yes. Yes, please.
We have created 5 extra users, right, sir?
Yeah.
So for them, is there any they will provide any test data, or we need to just simply
maximum if you have, they will provide for the test data. If you not, we need to prepare that is the test data preparation, right? Already we done, right? Test data preparation,
right.
Yeah. So why we are doing for the parameterization, nothing but we want the test data, because they are executing with the number of user point of view here. So that is why we need for the more test data. We can use for the data in here and we can execute with the multiple point of view. In the run also same options will be there. These all will be same option. If you want to go to the user means you can click on this. The analysis means you can go to click, and this is the load generate connectivity. You need check means you can click on this and check for the load generate connectivity, and everything is done. Then you need to start scenario. So test will be inserted. So while during the test, you should monitor the test. Like what are the things you should monitor means these things, how many users will be started and any fails are there, any errors will be there. During the test, you need to observe, and how many past transactions will happen. And SM2, the graphical oriented also, you need to see for these transactions, each and every transaction, how much response time it is going, if anyone is not meeting SLA. And apart from this, you need to observe for the it per second graph and throughput. For apart from this, and simply you are executing means some CPU and memory it will utilization need, right? So that is also you should monitor. for particular test, if you run the test now, right, you need to observe for the CPU memory utilization also, server side statistics, nothing but CPU memory. So during the test, CPU and memory, how much it is crossing. See, you can observe CPU is normal 25, 47%, 21%, and assume to the memory will be 62. For now is 62 because of entire load will be not happen. So only 15 users will be came, and remaining 10 users also it will come. Then after that, you need to observe for the while during the test CPU and memory also, because if it is crossing more than 85% or not, memory also it is crossing more than 80, then in, for example, we are executing with the how many users total? 30 users, right? No, 25 users. So for 25 users, this CPU and memory is not sufficient. Maybe we can more than this 85%, then we can conclude to them CPU memory is not sufficient for this 25 users. Could you please increase, and for CPU memory, we need to recommend it to the particular team. Maybe we are good CPU memory, then we are directly send to the results to the team. So while during the test, these all things will be very important. CPU and memory, and assume to the during the test we are getting any errors, and assume to the running user graph. You need to see for the running users how much is the average and maximum it is coming, and any errors will be there. So you need to observe for these all things. Maybe our class will be less than 1 minute. Disconnect. Please rejoin. So these are the important while during the test. You should be monitored for the CPU memory, and as same to the this graphs and these all things we should monitor.